that you'll never break. That risk they say don't ever take. That feeling that keeps you awake. You can't let it go. No, you can't let it go. That voice keeps screaming in your head.
Different meditation techniques or reasons to meditate.
Because they had toxins back then. They were cleaning the system out during the days of pharaohs, okay?
Recognize each other's uniqueness at each, because God has a plan for both of you.
And I can have a baby and I can raise a child without you. That's kind of a shot at the male spirit.
Hello, it's Friday. How are you all? Happy Friday, 7th. I thought I had enough time to go and do something, and I made it back just in time. What's up, everybody? It's the I Am That Woman Movement and Retreat. Tyler Jenkins here, the founder and CEO of the I Am That Woman Movement and Retreat. I'm super excited with our show today as we continue and finish our month of mental health awareness. We've been talking about the power of the mind. The power of the mind is so powerful. And today we are talking about how you can create a powerful future. Do you ever think about what you think about? Do you ever really focus on your thoughts? And, we're going to talk about that today with the wonderful young lady by the name of Esther Taylor. She has a beautiful story to share. So we're super excited about that. But before we get into today's show, we also want to let you know that, we are a women's movement on the move. So I want to say thank you to Allie Reed, who is our new social media consultant, and she's helping us do some marketing. We're really taking this brand to the next level after we launched in 2018 with the I Am That Woman retreat in Riviera Maya, Mexico at the beautiful Unaco Resort. We're coming back this year. We took a break during the pandemic, but we are coming back live. We are going to be at the Hilton Marco Island in Marco Island, Florida, October 26th through the 30th. You don't want to miss it. Let me tell you, we definitely, after coming out and still coming through this pandemic, we need to reconnect, refocus, and renew. So we need to reconnect with each other because there's nothing like sisterhood. We live longer lives when we have sisters and when we have connections. We are spiritual beings in these earthly bodies, and we are meant to connect. We need to refocus. What is our focus coming out of and through this pandemic? Some of us have had to make some major pivots in our businesses. Some of us have changed careers completely. And so what is our focus? So we need to make sure that we refocus. And then we always need to renew. We need to take time to breathe, sisters. We need to make sure that we are renewing our minds, our bodies, and our spirits holistically, mind, body, and soul. And so if you come to the retreat, when you come to the retreat, so happy to have some retreaters, some I Am That Women Sisterhood members who are coming back this year. I'm going to get their names while we're on break. I know Stephanie Spicer. I know my mama is coming back. She's excited. So you all come on. If an 81-year-old woman can go down to the Hilton Marco Island, surely you can too. You can too. So Shiree, thank you for joining. My number one fan, my sister, my mommy. My best friend, thank you for joining. She is also on our board of directors. She gets the word out. She helps us to stay on track. She will be there too. So many others. Shai, if you can drop those names in the chat, who's returning. I remember Stephanie's name, but I know that there's a couple of other ones. Belle Von Walker is coming back. Shirley Roach is coming back. Bonita Carr is coming back. Romina Brown is coming back. So these are some ladies that you all might know that you want and need to be connected to. So we're going to drop their names in the chat and make sure that you all join us and them at the I Am That Woman retreat. Yes, October 26th through the 30th at the Hilton Marco Island. Register. IamThatWomanRetreat.com. You don't want to miss your spot because there's only going to be 100 spots this year. And so you want to make sure that you get your registration in. Up until June the 30th, we have a discount. So make sure that you get in on that discount. You know what? Like I said, we are a movement on the move. So we are starting some new additions. We're just building on what we're already doing. Yes, Beverly Johnson is joining us. That's right. Thanks, Shy. And so you guys know we're having our first golf outing. Wellness comes in so many different ways. So the I Am That Woman Retreat is our wellness edition. And so we also want to make sure that we do a sports edition, and that's our golf outing. Golf is one of the number one ways to relieve stress. Get outside, breathe in some fresh air, have fun with each other. So June 25th, I'm thinking about the retreat. June 25th, Saturday, June 25th, we are going to be at the wonderful, fabulous Silver Lake Golf Course in Orland Park. Tea time is at 9 a.m. So rather you know how to golf or you want to learn how, come on out. We're going to have a golf pro there. Dawn Still Halbert has a foursome who's coming out. And we have others. Mike James, thank you for your beautiful, wonderful foursome contribution. I got to call your guy because I know that he wants to participate, and there's going to be some others. So come on out, ladies. It's just 9 holes, and men. So rather you know how to golf or want to learn how to golf, come on out and join us. June the 25th. We're running a special right now. I'm extending that special to June the 15th, where if you just put in the discount code Mind Power, because that's what we're talking about this month, Mind Power, you'll get a discount, and that foursome is only $450 for one person. It's only $125, so that's the discounted rate. So don't miss that big steep discount by June 15th. All right. I think that's all of my announcements for now. At the end of the show, I'll be sure to talk about morning mindfulness. You know you need to start your day in prayer and meditation. There's no better way to start your day. It has shifted my life. It's changed my life for the better. It's helped me to visualize some things, to see some things, to manifest some things. And guess what, y'all? I'm living my best life, and I want you to. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Esther Taylor, our beautiful guest for today. She is an influencer, and guess what else? She's a world changer. This girl is bad. I love her. She earned a Bachelor of Arts from Northwestern University right here in Chicago and a Master of Arts in Teaching from Rockford College. She is a veteran educator of bilingual education. I'm going to start taking some Spanish classes from her since I just got back from Costa Rica this week. And since I'm sure that I Am That Woman retreat will be returning to Mexico one day. English as a second language and Spanish language acquisition with the National Board Teacher Certification. She is an advocate of lifelong learning. Isn't that beautiful? A language learning and multiculturalism. Essie is the CEO of Ken Mar Press and the Essie Faye Collection. She's also the author of a beautiful book called Finding the Love You Deserve, 30 Lessons in Self-Love and Acceptance. Can't we all use that? So we're going to make sure to talk about how you all can go on and get her book because you really want to do that. She's also a minister, a youth advocate, a recording artist, podcaster, and improviser. I can't read the day. She's deeply committed to motivating minorities, women, and youth to pursue God while chasing their dreams and carving out their life's path. She loves God, she loves people, and helping others. Essie has been a Christian nearly all of her 39 young, beautiful years. She was born again at 15 years old. She has been a bilingual worship leader and interpreter for 10 plus years and has, by the grace of God, helped to establish bilingual ministries at 5 churches in her life so far. She's also a survivor of domestic violence. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And how she survived the verbal and emotional abuse and marital abandonment in a previous marriage. But she has since through the grace of God, found her husband. She's a Chicago native. She lives here with her husband, Donald Taylor II. And we're going to be learning more about Essie as I bring her on right now. Hello, my sister.
Hi, Twyla. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me. Hi, everybody.
Absolutely. So glad that you are here. We're going to have a powerful conversation. I just read your bio, but I know there's so much more to you than just the words on this paper. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Essie, and who you are.
Okay, number one, I have a huge family, so that's a huge part of my identity. I have 14 brothers and sisters. We were raised in Inglewood, and I mean, they are amazing. They're all my friends and my support group. My parents, like you, I'm a Pew baby, so I was practically raised in the church. My dad is a deacon to this day. My mom is a missionary, and I mean, we just were so blessed. I also am an identical twin. So she just had a baby, so I'm really excited. She's recovering, and the baby is gorgeous. What else? I mean, I love to sing. I love to read, write. I'm a woman of faith, a woman of prayer, an intercessor indeed. And I just have a heart for God and for his people.
Awesome. So we also worship at the same house of worship. You're at AFC?
Yes.
Awesome. Just found that out, you guys. I'm telling you,
Yes.
Essie and I actually just met yesterday, but it's by no accident or coincidence. We became kindred spirits in our conversation. Like we just clicked just like that. So I am looking forward to this conversation. So Essie, yesterday and this month actually is, as you know, is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so all of our conversations has really been around our mental health and awareness. And I just titled today's conversation about creating a powerful future. And so tell us a little bit about, I read in your bio and you even shared with me yesterday, some of the things that you've gone through in your life, in your young life, that had to put you in a position to change your mindset. So give us a little bit of background on your experience with domestic violence and how that changed your life.
Well, I mean, experiencing domestic violence, first of all, being a believer and experiencing domestic violence just caught me totally off guard because, unfortunately, there is a disconnect with believers and the word of God and actually applying the word of God. For some reason, and I believe this is across the board, as believers, somehow we believe that we are exempt from certain experiences in life because of our faith. However, all throughout scripture, we see that, several people in the Bible experience hardship. We're not exempt from the human experience. However, I felt like I was entitled to have a wonderful marriage because I had waited to have sex until marriage. I had given my life to the Lord at 15. I was serving in ministry and I made the decision to marry a pastor. And I thought, okay, I'm going to give my life to the Lord. I'm going to serve in the ministry and everything's going to be great. Well, it certainly was not great. After having given my life to the Lord, poured out my heart before him and, I left Chicago. I left everything that I knew. I left everyone that I knew. I left my home church to go someplace that I was unfamiliar with, trusting a man that loved me, or said he loved me. Right. And so it rocked my world when I experienced the domestic violence, the manipulation, the emotional abuse, the verbal abuse. And this was a man of the cloth. This was a man that did those things, did those acts and got up and preached over the pulpit, and so it was hard. It was shattering. It made me question my faith. It made me question God. And all the while, and this is over a period of 3 years, I was asking the Lord, what happened? What happened, Lord? And so for me, Twyla, this is a touchy situation because so many things that Christians go through, we don't have answers for it.
Yeah.
We have scriptures, but we don't have the application to the real hard things. But I believe that the Bible and scripture is appropriate for every situation, right? But where are the answers when you're facing tough situations? And many women are facing tough situations, and we're believers.
Yeah, so many of us, especially going through the pandemic and even just dealing with life. But I think the pandemic just put us in even a different mindset of how we believe and really a test of faith and where we are. And I think that's why it's been so important for us as the I Am That Woman movement to talk about the mind power, because at some point,
Yes.
you have to, even as a believer, even as you're going through, we can read Job and so many other stories about hardships, because we're not exempt. To your point, we are not exempt just because we're believers. What we do is we have tools, and we
Yes.
have, but what we always don't do is apply. So we talked about that a little bit
Yes.
yesterday, about doing the work and the application of applying the word. So
Yes.
tell us, Essie, even in your own words and own experiences, being a believer, even being in a situation where you were with a believer, not even a non-believer,
Yes.
working in ministry, and so having to be attacked mentally and emotionally, what did you have to do in order to get beyond believing this is just how it's supposed to be? Because some people get stuck and they believe, you know what, this is just the life that I've been dealt, and this is what I have to go to. So what did you do in that situation?
I think that this is a key, something that is key, and it's really um, being able to identify and accept your value and shift your idea of who you are in Christ within the situation.
Right.
Because a lot of times we feel helpless. We're like, God, I'm depending on you. God, I'm looking to you. And I was there, I was praying. I mean, I pray like I never prayed before.
Mhm.
I mean, I fasted, sis, like I never fasted before, because I wanted an answer. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, this, it's not supposed to go down like this. Like, hold on, let me go back to the notes, right? And so I was praying and crying out to God, but I had to have a shift in my self-value and my self-perception in the situation. We're talking about mind power, right? There had to be a paradigm shift in my mind to let me know, hey, you have the power to change this situation. There's some things that you can do. And so even with along those lines, I wrote, I want to read just something that I wrote in my book. It says, what if, just what if that amazing person that completes you, changes your life for the better, is you? What if the person who will love you unconditionally and adore you to pieces is the face staring back at you in the mirror each morning? Morning breath, imperfections, wrinkles, and all. What if they're her eyes that will gaze dreamily into your own and make you feel safe and assure you that everything will work out? What if she is your ride or die who always shows up for you? She is you. You are the chosen one. And just putting that in perspective, I realized there were some things that I had to do. I'm asking God, and that's where that practicality comes in. I'm asking God, Lord, what are you going to do about this situation? I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm reaching out to this person. I'm looking to leadership to help me in this situation. And sadly enough, they turned a deaf ear. The men of the cloth above him turned a deaf ear. They even suggested that I accept what was going on for the sake of the ministry.
Wow.
So become a sacrificial lamb so that his ministry will continue. And so here I am in this space, and I realize, hey, it's something I can do. I can get out of this situation.
Yeah.
I can change the game.
Yeah.
And so that's the game changer, when we realize as believers that yes, we are partners with God. We're working with him to bring healing. We're working with him to bring deliverance. We're working with him to accomplish our goals and to pursue the things that God has for us and the things that we desire and deserve.
And see, that is so good. It's like that old Fannie Lou Hamer, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And sometimes that means that you have to do the work. And so we talked about yesterday the disconnect between practicality and Christianity. And so sometimes we think, what's just practical in life? Well, this is kind of how it's always been, right? So my life is just, so you were in a situation where it could have been prolonged, but you knew there was something deep down on the side of you that said, this isn't how it has to be. Sometimes we have to decide that what life may be dealing with, what we may be dealing with in life isn't how it has to be.
Yes.
And so that, like you said, that paradigm shift, that mind shift, because sometimes our past traumas and dramas, whether they were in childhood, whether they were in, generational curses, it's up to us to change our mind and create that beautiful, powerful future that we want to have. And we can do that according to the word of God and according to our belief system.
Yes.
So changing your mind, would you say that awareness is one of the first things that you have to have and have to move into? You got to be aware that you want something different than what you have.
Yes, I totally agree 100%. Number one, awareness of where you are, and then awareness of where you need to be. And then also just not only just awareness, but self-awareness. You need to know who you are and what's right for you.
Yeah.
For example, in my situation, we all know there's, and not so much now as there was in the past, but there is a stigma, when it comes to divorce in faith communities. Granted, there is.
Yeah.
And I was discouraged. People who I trusted, people who I thought would have my back and say, you know what, you don't have to be abused. You don't have to be in this situation. Encouraged me to stay in that situation. The ones that I thought would, the faith walkers, the people that I admired from a young age told me, oh no, you made your bed, sleep in it. And that hurts.
I'm sure.
That hurts when you're in faith and you're like, Lord, you're looking for wise counsel and you're not getting wise counsel. So I had to look within myself and say, you know what? I need to make a decision. I need to make a decision between me and God. Because not only was, in my case, my ex-husband abandoned me. So after all of that, he abandoned me. So we were married. I didn't know where he was. I didn't know what he was doing. I had no knowledge of his whereabouts. All I knew was that I was married and I was getting a divorce. But yet and still some people said, oh, unless you have evidence of infidelity, unless, they have a binary understanding and a very limited understanding of marriage and what it takes. And so we really have to look within. And so that's really what my book is about. It's about self-discovery. It's about discovering who you are. And it was really birthed out of the experience of getting lost in a marriage, of losing my identity, of trying to become this first lady. You know the church culture. This is what first ladies do. They wear big hats and fancy dresses. And,
oh, yes, ma'am.
All of those things.
Playing the role.
Yes. Play the role, give your life.
And there's so many things, Essie, not even just in that, but there's so many things in life that we can lose our identity. The word says the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. It doesn't matter how he tries to do it. Whichever way he can do it, we can lose our identity and who we are, in our self-worth, in our jobs, in our careers, in our communities, in social media. Not being valued. You can sometimes get so wrapped up in the number of likes and the number of comments, and you start losing self-value because you don't feel like people are listening to you. On your job, when you don't get promoted, when you see other people getting promoted or pay raises, you can feel like you're less than. In relationships, in the family, sometimes growing up with siblings, and your parent or parents may not treat you the same as your other siblings, and so you grow up with this devalued a feeling of self. And so there's so many things that can cause us to lose who we are. And it's the number one thing that we need to remember, as I'm sure you remember, no matter what others were saying, I'm a child of God.
Yes.
So my own self-identity and self-love. Tell us the name of your book.
Yes, it is Finding the Love You Deserve. I actually have it here. Finding the Love You Deserve. 30 Lessons in Self-Love and Acceptance. But it's so powerful, just what you're talking about. And just the fact that, changing your mind about some things, changing your mind about what the enemy has spoken into your life, what others have said, what circumstances have told you.
Yes.
Right? It's all about the power of the mind to create the life that you want. But first you have to have a shift in your thinking to say, you know what, I'm no longer accepting what they say. I'm no longer accepting what the enemy has told me, the lies that he tells. I'm no longer accepting that.
Yeah.
One main thing is that, and this really hit home with me. Sometimes we think that we are insignificant, and we don't realize that we are the most important person in our lives. As women, we give to so many other people. We sacrifice. We go without, right? We pour and we pour and we pour. But at the end of the day, who's pouring into us?
Yes,
How
that's
do
what I
we-
say all the
Yes.
time. That
How
we
do we-
spend most of our lives giving, giving, and giving. We're natural nurturers. And
Yes.
Crystal Pettigrew even said, "Hey, Crystal, my goddaughter," she said, "Where can I order that book?" So, Essie, tell us how to get the book.
You can get it on Amazon, Amazon.com. Just type in Finding the Love You Deserve, 30 Lessons in Self-Love and Acceptance.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And we'll
it's gonna
drop that
be
in the
easy.
chat as well. But back to what we were saying, Essie, so many times we're losing ourselves and our identity and our self-love, our self-appreciation, and we need to do that mind shift. And it really is like to me, it's like a light switch. You can either turn it off or you can turn it on. Every single day we have, and Paul tells us in his word, to renew our minds.
Yes.
How often? Daily. So he knew that this was not a one and done kind of thing. We have to renew our minds daily to believe that we are who we say that we are, because no matter what words have been spoken over us from other people, it's really up to us to believe. And the word also tells us that we can live an abundant life.
Yes.
And that abundance does not come in less than, it does not come in devaluing oneself or not loving oneself. So tell us, how did you dig deep when you finally did that light switch and you was like, you know what, all these people have been telling me I got to stay in this situation, and you finally one day decided I don't have to stay in this situation.
Yes.
And so what did your mind switch? What did that do for you?
It changed my life. It revolutionized my thinking. Actually, I was, so, my ex-husband was my pastor at the time. So when all of this happened, I didn't have a church home. And so there I was looking for a church home, and God blessed me, and I ran into two wise pastors, and I sat with them. They really nurtured me back to health. I was so broken. I was so hurt. I was so distraught. I mean, I can't even describe how hurt I was. And so, but thank God I didn't leave the faith. I went to church. I took my brokenness to the altar, and I was there broken, and God began to heal me. But the thing that helped me was just sitting under them in wise counsel and really understanding that this was abuse. Because it's sometimes it's hard to identify when you're being gaslit, right? When you're being manipulated, and it's within a marriage. And when you're taught, I came from a church that didn't really talk about abuse. And the pastor was real old school. So sometimes he even joked about it, so it was when you're taught that, and then you have people who you admire telling you, oh, you can't get out of this marriage or in this marriage unless you find, evidence of infidelity, regardless of how you're being made to feel, regardless of how you're being neglected. It was just a painful place. But when I began to accept that, you know what, God does not want me to be in a place of being abused. God does not. This is not God's plan for me. This is not, God doesn't say that I'm worthless. God does not degrade me. God does not, he's never left me. And this is the total opposite of how God feels for me. And so I decided, And it gets to a point, I don't know about you, but as a Pew baby and as a Christian baby, when you're raised in church, at some point you get to a place where you're like, okay, this is what they said. This is what this is how it was taught. Right. And then you're like, hold on, this is not working for me. And that is one of the biggest challenges of the Christian faith.
Yes.
It's walking out your faith day by day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we got
appreciate it.
scriptures. We got scriptures, great. But what about when those big issues happen? What about divorce? What, you know, what about when you are not promoted on your job? What about racism? What about sexism?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
What about prejudice? You know, we're not talking about these things. You know, more so now people are, but for the most part, getting into it, people
Yeah.
are scared to touch it. You know, they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm not doing it. You know,
What about mental health? What about,
Yes.
depression? What about stress and
Come on.
anxiety? Because something that you said yesterday that we hear all the time in the church, girl, just pray about it.
Mhm.
Just take it to the Lord and leave it there. And we know that we can go up for prayer and return right back to our seats in the same
Come
condition.
on.
So
Come on.
sometimes we have work to do, Essie.
Yes.
It's not, yes, we give it to God. We may ask God for strength, but I can't, sit here and say, oh, Lord, send me a job, and I never fill out an application.
Come on.
Right? I can't say, oh, Lord, I want the most perfect body. I want muscle tone, and I never go to the gym and I never lift a weight. There's some work and some application that
Yes.
has to be done as you're praying and fasting and asking, because faith without works is what? Is
Come
dead.
on.
So
Come
if you're
on.
not doing something to make the change that God will empower you to do, and one of those first things is that mind shift, it's that
Yes.
paradigm shift. So when you were sick and tired of being depressed or lonely or abused or neglected, then that's when your mind can say, no longer will I suffer from these things of my past and allow them to make me less than, because God said that I am, and therefore I am. And so every single day we are doing morning mindfulness
Yes.
and prayer and meditation, because that daily renewal about who you are and that manifestation power. Let me tell you how manifestation
Come
comes.
on.
And I shared this story with you yesterday, and both of us just giggled. So I went to get my lashes done at a girlfriend's house, and she has this little plant on her dining room table. And every time I would see that plant, I said, I want one of those. But I would always be rushing, and she'd do my lashes and I pay her and I leave back out. But every time I would see that plant, and I didn't know if it was a money tree or little bamboo tree, but it was the cutest little plant. And I would literally say in my mind, I don't even think I said it to her, but I would say, I want one of those. I asked for it. Let me tell you, fast forward a couple of weeks, I go out of town and come back, and one of my clients, I just finished a conference, has sent me a gift. So and it says live plant on the box. So I'm ripping the gift open, and Essie, you would not believe that it's literally the same plant that the girl who does my lashes did. And I said, you know what? I had to giggle, and I had to just say, God, I am so happy you just showed me the power of my mind and the
Yes.
power of manifestation, and how much you love me. Because whether it's something big or whether it's something small, the power of desire, and God will give you the desires of your heart.
Yes, you
And so
will.
when I got that plant, I was just filled with glee and just joyfulness. I laughed a little bit, but it's even those things about our emotional and our emotions
Yes.
and our mental health. So when you ask God for joy, He'll give you joy. When
Yes,
you
he
ask God
will.
for peace, He will give you a peace of mind. When you ask God for prosperity, He will open up doors and the windows of heaven
Hallelujah.
it out for you.
Yes, he
And so when
will.
you had that mind shift and that paradigm, no matter what these other people are saying, even people that you trusted, even
Yes.
people that you believed, even people who said that this was the cross that you had to carry, and you was like, oh no, this is not what God has for
Come
me.
on.
This is not my life. This is not how God is loving on me. The devil is a lie. And your mind shift and paradigm shift said, I am better. I am more worthy of, I deserve. And just speaking those words, I'm sure as the doors start to open, things start to show up,
Yes.
and the revelation of what you were creating for your future started to come into existence.
Yes.
So tell us about the power of creating that future, that powerful, beautiful future.
My God, I'm just getting stirred in my spirit because everything that you're saying about, your to protecting your mental health.
Yeah.
Once you begin to speak some things and you begin to walk in faith and do the work, doors do open,
Yes.
opportunities appear once you move forward in faith. And that's the thing. The work is not easy, but it's worth it.
Yes, it is.
It's worth it at the end of the day. So once I began to move forward, I decided, no, I'm not going to stay here. This is not what God has for me. I'm going to get a divorce. Once I moved forward, God worked everything out and I was able to end that marriage. And then I began to heal. I began to do the work, the self work to heal my wounds, to heal my hurt, to heal my emotions, because mental health includes our emotional health, psychological health, social health, spiritual well-being, and it affects how we think, how we feel, how we act, and how we self-manage and how we manage our lives. And so I went to therapy. That's one of the strategies that I use. So I definitely will tell everybody, go to therapy. Matter of fact, in my book, I have a whole chapter on it. It's called Do Yourself a Favor, Go to Therapy.
Go to therapy.
It says, yes, go to therapy and deal with your issues.
Yeah.
Find out why you continue to repeat toxic cycles in relationships.
Yeah.
Discover why your friendships never last more than a month. Deal with the pain that you've been holding on to for years.
Yeah.
Let go of the past that haunts you constantly. Be ready to continue to do the work of self-discovery and healing on yourself. Partner with God.
Yes, I love that.
God, what you gonna do? God, what you gonna do? Or what would Jesus do? And Jesus looking at you like, what you gonna do? It's time to partner with God for our healing so that we can be set free and delivered. And that's just one of the strategies. I love that you talked about meditation. That's another. It's meditation and prayer.
Yeah.
It's so necessary. Application of the word.
Yeah.
There's so many mental health practices that we can implement daily in order to heal ourselves, in order to calm ourselves, to manage our emotions well, to manage anxiety and depression. Yeah. This is such a huge topic because of the pandemic, mental health, more people are experiencing anxiety because of the uncertainty, fear, depression. Yeah. People don't want to be around other people. It's just so much going on in our minds, that we need to heal, but there's some work that we have to do.
There's a lot of work that we have to do. And we do need those resources. And right now is a good time to talk about a resource that we want all to know about. So if you need some rejuvenation, some refocus, and just some time for you, join the I Am That Woman Sisterhood at the I Am That Woman retreat. I'm going to tell you, it's the best thing Susan Taylor said that she's ever been to. And so we're going to show you a short video clip about the I Am That Woman retreat. It's October 26th through the 30th at the Hilton Marco Island in Marco Island, Florida. You don't want to miss it. Take a look right now. That's a powerful commercial, you all. I'm telling you, go and register now because it is going to be one of the best retreats. We're doing a deep dive into who we are as African American women from those shores to these shores. I think there's a lot that we carry, Essie, just as Black women that we don't even know about. I think there's a lot that we carry unnecessarily. I think we as nurturers, we've always been nurturers. So we had to, the really the building of this country was built on our backs. So from taking care of those in the field and those in the homes, and we're still doing that. And so there's a lot to your point about what we have to heal from. There's a lot of work that we have to do. There's a lot of generational things and cultural things that we need to let go of for healing. And then I think our spirituality is what will help us with that. But if we don't know how to, like you said earlier, apply the word, if we do not know how to and where to go for resources, whether it's therapy, whether it's prayer and meditation, how to change the shift. Because if you've never done something, or if no one's ever told you how to do it, then you don't know how to do it if you've never been exposed to it. So the retreat exposes you to and takes you through a process of transformation. And you talked a little bit about your own transformation and how that mind shift and a book was birthed out of it. Sometimes our own pains creates the most beautiful, that caterpillar creates the most beautiful butterfly. And so now you have created, and now you're remarried. Now you have a book. You have 2 books, right?
Yes.
What's the name of your second book?
My second book is, Finding the Love That You Deserve is the title for both of them. The second book is a 60-day healing journal for women of faith. And so, you can buy them separately or you can buy them together. But this journal uses basically, journaling is a therapeutic strategy that it helps you to really reflect on your experience, to get out your emotions, to get out your thoughts on paper. And it's a bit of a cleansing when you're writing. I don't know about you, but I'm a write person. So I can just write it all out. Whatever I'm feeling, if I'm feeling anger, if I'm feeling frustration, I can, start to write and get a release. And so that's what the 60-day healing journal is about. It's about basically writing. It's writing prompts. It's reflective questions to really get you to do a deeper dive and discover who you are and how will you become the woman that you want to be.
Wow, how to become the woman that you want to be. This has been such a powerful episode, Essie. I absolutely love talking to you. I can't wait to see you at church, meet you in person, hopefully see you at the retreat to even talk about more, not only what happens in the ballroom and in the sessions, but there's so much that happens at poolside and beachside, pouring into women, having women pour into you. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time. What are some of the last things that you would leave with our viewers today that, in the power of creating the future that you want? What would you advise them to do?
I just want to encourage someone that you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay where you are, that you have the power to change things. And many times I was there where I felt like, Lord, nobody can help me. I looked on the outside for help and I was looking to God to do everything, but I had to decide, no, I'm going to do something to change this. I'm going to work with God and it's going to happen. And you can do the same thing. You have the power to change. You are not powerless. You are more than a conqueror. God is with you. Regardless to what the situation looks like, God is with you and you don't have to stay where you are. You have the power to create the life that you want and that you deserve. And so I would just say, look within. Look within. A lot of times we're looking for other people to validate us. We're looking for other people to love us. We're looking for other people to accept us. We have to accept, validate, and love ourselves first.
Yeah.
And then, that other love is going to come. But when you do those things for yourself, you have such a peace within.
Yeah.
And so that's my advice. You do not have to stay in the same situation. If you're stuck, God does not want that for you. You don't have to question it.
Yes. Don't stay stuck. Create the most powerful future that you want by making up in your mind who you are. Speak over yourself. The song says,
Yes.
encourage yourself. Speak over yourself. What do you want? No one else can want it for you more than what you want for yourself. And, you know, here at the I Am That Woman movement and retreat, we want women to have the most beautiful life that they can have. That's why we share stories like yours with people like you and like-minded sisters who are out here just doing the work, just doing the healing work, and we all have work to do. It's
Yes.
a daily journey. It's not something
Daily.
that comes and goes. Every day you have to do it too, I'm sure, Essie, right?
Yes. Yes.
Every day we got to continue to do the work of healing, continue to do
Yes.
the work of I am affirmations and statements about who you are, being purpose, working in the ministry. We didn't even talk about you being a teacher, but I'm sure that that is a blessing, being a bilingual teacher. Hola, my sister.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
Yo estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias. And it ends
Oh,
right
qué
there.
bien. But that was great.
I'll be taking some classes. Essie's going to be teaching us some Spanish, you guys, before we go back to
Sure.
Mexico. So that will be beautiful. Kathleen, thank you for joining us. I'm so happy that you actually introduced me. I didn't even know she was an AFC goer, Kathleen. So beautiful family. Absolutely love what you have shared with us today. You have shared some encouraging words, that mind shift, the power of our minds. I look forward every single day to what God has in store for me. And I think every single day we can decide by the power of our minds that we're going to have a better day today than what we did yesterday. So in closing, tell us, I'm trying to think of one good question, Essie. Tell us as we go into this Memorial Day weekend, what would you encourage us to do tomorrow morning that may be something different than what how we've started most of our mornings? What should we do tomorrow morning?
I would say one of the most powerful practices that I do is prayer and meditation. But if you already prayer and meditation is so key because number one, you are acknowledging God, and then you're also like centering yourself. You are, calming yourself. You're preparing yourself for the day.
Yeah.
And, and then some meditations have affirmations, and that helps to build you up. The more that you confess those things, you start to a thought. Your words become a thought becomes an action, right? And so you begin to move forward in those things that you confess. But if you already do prayer and meditation, I would say journaling, add that.
Yeah.
Add journaling, whether it's at the beginning of the day, in the middle of the day, whenever you feel like it, write. Just write and just try it out and see how you like it.
Yeah, that is a powerful method of visualization and manifestation. Seeing it, believing it. I was listening to something earlier that my sister had sent to me that was so powerful. He said the number of times that we look at our phones a day, I think it was 400 or something like that, probably more than that. But he said to even put on your screensaver what it is that you're working on and manifesting. So whether it's I am peaceful, I am prosperous, I am abundant, whether it's a stack of money, whether it's a better relationship with God, whatever it is, just be mindful about your thoughts and the power of creating your future. You can do it every single day. Like you said, those thoughts become your words become your actions. So change your actions every day. Essie, thank you so much for your time. I have enjoyed you. I hope you've enjoyed the show today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I feel so encouraged, so rejuvenated. I feel the presence of the Lord, and just thank you for sharing with me. I just feel great.
You are so welcome. Thank you for sharing with us. Our conversation yesterday, like I said, we became instantly like kindred. Like you was just like,
Yes.
I feel like I've known you forever. I said, girl, that's that blood, right?
Yes.
That's that blood that's flowing. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you backstage while I make a couple of announcements. Awesome. I hope you all enjoyed today's show. Essie was amazing. I absolutely love Essie Taylor. Can't wait to meet her in person. And prayerfully, she too will be at the I Am That Woman retreat in October, perhaps at our golf outing, June 25th. So I made that announcement. Want to share it one more time. June 25th, ladies and gentlemen. We want the men to come out too. We're going to be at the Silver Lakes Golf Course, June 25th. You do not want to miss our promotion right now. You can save money. So join us for tea time. It's at 9 a.m. It's only a 9-hole course that we're going to be doing. And then we're going to have lunch. And then we're going to have some prizes, some wellness packages. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And then, of course, October 26th through the 30th, we're going to be at the Hilton Marco Island in Marco Island, Florida. And so you can join us at the retreat. Register now at IamThatWomanRetreat.com. Also, every Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 6:30, join us for meditation and prayer. Like Essie said, it is the best way to start your day. So morning mindfulness, you can join me and Dr. Portia Lockett for prayer and meditation, 605-313-5104, access code 345235. It's just a conference call number. It will change your life. Shari's on the line, Kathleen's on the line, Crystal's on the line. They can testify how it starts your day so much better. This month, we've been talking about the mind and your state of mind. And I know that it's put me in a positive state of mind. So I pray that you will join us so you can have a positive state of mind as well. Not sure what June is going to be yet. I'm sure that divine message will come in between now and when we start on Tuesday. All right, that wraps our show for today. Again, I hope you have enjoyed me and Essie Taylor talking about creating a powerful future. Do your mind shift. Don't stay stuck. Do what you need to do. Join us for prayer and meditation. Start journaling. Do whatever it is that you need to do to change your future. When is your future? It's right now. It's right now. Start now. Do not wait. Stop being sick and tired of being sick and tired. Speak positive words over your life. Get out of the state of depression, anxiety, stress. Join the I Am That Woman movement and retreat. We are here for you to provide resources, information, and events so you can join us absolutely anytime so you can live your best life. Don't wait on it. Start now. All right. Hope you all have a very blessed Memorial Day weekend. Until next Friday, be blessed. Bye-bye.